It's time for another video, and today I thought that I would go over some products that didn't really work for me and that I regret buying. Some of these products I'm just going to throw away, some of them I'm going to re-gift, some of them I'm going to send to GlamBot and kind of try to get some money back after I spend a bunch of money on makeup that I don't care for. So I just want to do a little disclaimer. Just because I don't like some of these products does not mean that they're not good products. Some of these products could be like your holy grail item, and I just didn't care for it personally. This is all based on my personal opinion. Some of them I am getting rid of because I never reach for them. It's not because they're not good, it's just because I never use them because I like other stuff better. Some of these products are just stuff that completely did not work for me, and then some of them are just items I did not think was worth the price tag. So I'm just gonna go over them. I have both drugstore and high-end products to talk about with you guys today, and hopefully you find this helpful if you kind of go in the store and you're thinking about buying something and you're like, maybe not, because Adrian didn't like it. You know, I know what's up. All right, so let's just jump right in. The first thing I'm actually going to be sending to GlamBot is the Urban Decay Naked on the Run palette. I think the second or third video I ever did was a review on this palette. When you send stuff to GlamBot, like it comes with a lip gloss and a mascara, but I use them, and you can't send those to GlamBot because they just throw them away. But I don't know if you can see. So this comes with 5 eyeshadows, a highlight color, a blush, and a bronzer. And I love the eyeshadows, don't get me wrong, I think they're fabulous, they're creamy, they're pigmented, but this thing is gigantic. First of all, I'm not going to bring this on a trip because I hate the bronzer, and the blush, you know, it's only okay. But I love the eyeshadows, and the highlight's pretty nice. It's perfect when it comes to like a eyebrow highlight, but I didn't see the point in keeping this palette if I never reach for these. Like I never pack it if I go somewhere. I have similar colors to these in my Naked palettes, so I just figured maybe someone else will buy this on GlamBot for a steal and really enjoy it. Oh, and it also comes with an eyeliner, and you can return those to GlamBot, so I'm sticking that in there. But, oh, have I been blinding you guys? I'm sorry. But yeah, so this is an item that I don't think is a bad product, and I think there's probably a lot of people out there that buy this and this is all they need to travel with. But for me, because the blush and bronzer weren't my favorites, and because I didn't really like the mascara, I just didn't think that this was something that I need in my collection because I just never use it. The next product I'm going to be talking about is the How About Them Apples Cheek and Lip Cream Palette from The Balm Cosmetics. First of all, let me say, I freaking love this packaging. It is adorable. And if you look at it, it's got 6 gorgeous like cream blush lip colors. And it's got like, I love the packaging. It's got like all those sexy cowboys on the side. I'm gonna miss them. But overall, it's just, I don't think that these last particularly long on me. So, I mean, they'll look okay initially, but they just kind of blend out really sheer, and then I feel like in a few hours I kind of need to reapply something. I like a really dramatic blush, and it just didn't do it for me, and I really haven't used much of it. Like I use this color Caramel a lot, but overall I haven't used this palette that much, so this is also going to be going to GlamBot. Hopefully someone will buy it and it'll work better for them. Maybe someone that has, you know, drier skin than I do, because I'm really oily. The next palette I'm going to talk about is the Forever Nude Sculpt and Glow palette from BH Cosmetics. And I think this is a great palette. I'm not knocking it at all. It's got a kind of a cooler shade to contour with, a darker shade to bronze, and this really beautiful blush color that kind of reminds me of NARS Orgasm, but in like a better consistency because it's not full of like chunky glitter. And then you have this like under eye setting powder in like a banana shade and a highlight, and I'm only getting rid of this because I never use it. I find that it's a bit powdery and there's a lot of fallout, and it just, I don't know, just didn't do it for me. So I'm going to be getting rid of this as well. I think this is a great palette to buy if you're just getting into contouring, so I'll be gifting this to somebody. Last but not least for the palettes is the Revealed 3 palette from Coastal Scents. I got this in my BoxyCharm box in August, and I had high hopes for this palette because The colors are absolutely gorgeous. It's full of, you know, great fall colors, which would be perfect for the upcoming season, but the pigmentation just isn't there. So some of these swatch really good, like those two definitely do. This one's just kind of mediocre, but when you go to put them on the lid, the color payoff isn't there. You like can't even see those. The color payoff isn't there. Like you definitely need a primer. You pretty much need to use your brush wet. In my experience using most of these colors, like a couple are pigmented and creamy and great, but the rest of them are just a bit chalky, and it just takes way too much work to build up the color and blend them out. So I'm definitely going to be gifting this to maybe someone that, you know, just really loves a lot of plum colors and kind of integrate this into their routine. But for me, it just didn't do it, and I never reached for this palette. Going on to foundations and BB creams that I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm going to start with the Balm Shelter from the Balm Cosmetics. This is a tinted moisturizer in the shade Light Medium. I like that it has, you know, SPF in it, but it only has SPF 18, so it's really not enough protection in the sun. It doesn't provide that much coverage, which obviously it's a tinted moisturizer, so I didn't expect it to, but it just kind of wears off quickly, and it has a really kind of, I don't want to say greasy, but it does feel a little bit greasy. Like I absolutely have to set this with a powder, and I just don't particularly like the finish that it gives. So I'm going to be sending this to Glambot, and hopefully maybe someone with drier skin will get some use out of this. I'm going to be getting rid of my Benefit Hello Flawless foundation. I have it in the shade I'm So Honey, which is a really fabulous name. This goes on giving excellent coverage, but I feel like it just gets greasy throughout the day, and it just doesn't last with my skin type. Like I don't want to be in oils like halfway through my shift at work. So I'm going to be sending that to Glambot. I'm going to be sending this Tarte BB cream to Glambot. It is in the shade Light, and if you watched my favorite and least favorite foundation video, you will know why. It is because this just does not cut it if you have combination oily skin. It sunk into my fine lines. It got super greasy throughout the day. I absolutely love that it's SPF 30 and that it has so many benefits to it, but there's other BB creams out there. If you really want to try a BB cream and you have combination or oily skin, I highly, highly, highly recommend the Supergoop CC cream, because that is amazing. And I also talked about that in my favorite and least favorite foundations for oily combo skin that I filmed, I think last month maybe, so check that out if you're interested. But yeah, this didn't work for me. I love Tarte though. Tarte's a great brand. And the last kind of foundation BB cream that I'm getting rid of is the Smashbox Camera Ready BB Cream Broad Spectrum SPF 35 in the shade Light. I'm getting rid of this because it just feels really heavy on my skin, and if I'm wearing an SPF kind of BB cream, I'm probably going to wear it to the beach or something. I bought this one specifically because on their website I think that they marketed this as kind of water resistant, and it was. I'm not going to say that it just like wore off super quickly, but I didn't really like the finish of this foundation, and I so much prefer, as I mentioned before, my Supergoop CC cream. So I'm just going to send this to Glambot, and hopefully someone else can get some good use out of it. Eye products. The first eye product is actually an under eye concealer that everybody on YouTube seems to love, and I just did not love it at all. It is the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline, and this is like a cult favorite on YouTube, and I bought it with such high hopes, but I put it under my eyes and it really doesn't give me that great of coverage. The texture just does not do it for me. I don't like this foamy applicator because it just looks dirty and disgusting. I don't know. I just don't like the kind of like wind up things where like it like squishes out the top. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just don't like them. So I'm actually just probably going to throw this away because I doubt anyone wants this after it's been all up on my face. It just didn't cover up my dark circles and just didn't do anything great for me. I don't know. So I'd have to use this and I'd have to use another one over it. That's stupid. I'm not doing that. But a lot of people love this. Maybe I just got a bad one. I don't know. And I have the shade Fair. I'm actually going to be getting rid of this MAC Her Cocoa eye palette. This is from when they were, you know, collaborated with Rihanna, And I bought this mainly for the highlight shade because this is like the first expensive eye palette that I purchased. I was so excited. And like the lady at MAC sold me on it. But quite frankly, I mean, the colors, they're nice. They're not the most pigmented shadows that I've ever seen. And quite frankly, I much prefer Makeup Geek, ColourPop, or Urban Decay over these shadows. I mean, I know MAC shadows like used to be the bomb diggity, but I really think that this palette just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. The colors go great together, but I really think someone else would enjoy this more. So this is going to GlamBot. I'm actually going to be getting rid of 2 more MAC products, and it is 2 of their pressed pigments. I have the shades Summer Honey and Rock Candy. And I know Rock Candy is just like the prettiest pink, but for me, they just aren't pigmented enough, and they're just so full of chunky glitter. Like, it just, it bothers me. I don't know. I love a good shine, don't get me wrong, but with these, there's like no color to them. Very, very sheer pink or gold, and then just mostly chunks of glitter that fall into your eyeballs. So I much prefer, again, the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows or their loose pigments over these. These just did not do it for me, so hopefully someone else will get some joy out of them because they're mostly full. Another eye product I'm getting rid of is a ColourPop shadow, actually, and it is in the shade Bay. This was one of my first ColourPop purchases. I just loved, like, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so beautiful. I loved this when I would YouTube pictures of it, and I love the texture. Does anyone else love the texture of these? It swatches so beautifully on your hand, but when I transfer it to, say, my eyelids or even the back of my hand, it goes from that gorgeous super metallic blue to, you know, mainly like a purple brown undertone with a little bit of blue. Like blue glitter, which is nice, but it doesn't suit my green eyes or my skin tone very well. So I think someone else will enjoy this a lot more than me. No matter how much I built it up, I could never get like this color. So I'm going to be getting rid of it. I'm not saying it's a bad product. I freaking love ColourPop shadows. I think they're amazing and so easy to use. I just don't like that color on me. A couple other things I'm going to be sending to GlamBot is one of the ColourPop Ultra Matte Liquid Lipsticks in the shade Donut, which whenever I saw it on YouTube was the most beautiful shade of pink. I can't swatch it for you because they don't take, you know, opened used products, but I tried on somebody else's because they're like, oh, you should try it. And first of all, the formula of the ColourPop liquid lipsticks is very drying. So there are a few shades that I'm obsessed with and that I just put up with dryness. I just put up with like the Sahara Desert being on my lips for them, like Bumble. Bumble is amazing. I love that shade. But Donut looks so neon pink on me, it just did not cut it. So I'm going to be sending this to GlamBot. And I'm also sending the ColourPop Lippy Sticks in the shade Chi Chi, which is a super bright neon orange color, and it just didn't suit me at all. When I do an orange, like I want a deep orange. I don't want like a bright neon orange. It just doesn't go with my skin tone. This color looks so good on ShanXO on YouTube. That's why I was like, I need that in my life, and then it just didn't do it for me. So, sorry, Chi Chi. I just skipped an eye product. Okay, this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the shade Eden. Everyone loves the primer potions, but this one is one of their older ones, so it doesn't have the stick, which I wish it did, because every time I take some out of here, even if I shake it, it just comes out. Did you hear that? That's disgusting. It comes out like water. Like, look at that. That's disgusting. That's not helpful. So I have to like shake it up really good and squeeze out a bunch to get to the actual primer, and that's disgusting. I don't know why it's doing that. It's done that since I bought it. It's mostly full. I am getting rid of it. I actually prefer like my $2 e.l.f. primer to this because I think this one's kind of gross. I think maybe I got a bad batch. I don't know, but I'm not keeping it because I don't like it. I have a couple of NARS products actually. I am going to be sending the NARS blush in the shade Orgasm to GlamBot because look at that gorgeous color. Freaking gorgeous. Gorgeous. But when you swatch it, I mean, it has the nice, beautiful peachy sheen, but it's got tons of thick, chunky glitter in it, which I don't particularly care for. And I just don't think that this blush is as, you know, creamy, like not literally creamy, but, you know, powder that's kind of creamy in texture. I don't know, am I explaining that right? It just doesn't do it for me. It's kind of dry and I don't know. I know everyone loves NARS blushes, but this one just did not do it for me. Neither did this one, which is the NARS Dual Intensity Blush in the shade Craving. So it's pretty much a bronzer and a highlight. And this highlight swatches so freaking beautifully. It feels so creamy and soft. It just doesn't give me the highlight that I really like. Okay, so I have this on my cheeks today, and on camera, under these lights, it looks pretty intense. But in person, I just don't like it. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a white with pink undertones, and I think it's the pink undertones that I'm not feeling. I don't know. The bronzer is really nice as well. It's also very creamy, but you really have to blend it up. And a lot of people might not like it because it's definitely not a matte bronzer. I'm not saying that this is a bad product, it just doesn't do it for me. I feel like the NARS Dual Intensity blushes need to be built up so much, and this one I just particularly didn't like, so I'm going to be sending this to GlamBot and hopefully someone else will really love it because it was really expensive. It was like 40 something dollars and not worth it to me. Not worth it. Another product from Tarte that I didn't like was this Tarte Cheek Stain in the shade Natural Beauty. I love the color of this. I think it is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of like a red. It's in the middle there. It looks dark and scary in the product here, but when you put it on your cheeks, it shears out really nicely if you apply it correctly. I just don't like this because I don't like how long it takes to set. And I don't think it's the easiest product to blend. Plus, I hate the packaging. Like, the outside of the packaging is nice, but to get to the blush, you have to like push it up with your finger, and sometimes when you push it up, it just like pops out, which I don't like. I wish it was a turn, like a turny, knobby thingy, you know? I don't know. So this is going to GlamBot because I just never use it. A couple of products from the drugstore. These are both from the Almay Intense Eye Color line. This is for green eyes, like me. I have green eyes. And this is their Intense Eye Color Mascara in the shade Mocha, and their Intense Eye Color Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Raisin Quartz. And I love the applicator of this. It's like a hard, like nub, nub. It's like a hard nub, and it's so easy to apply your liner with it, and it swatches so nicely on my hand, like it looks super dark. But if you have oily eyelids at all, you're gonna put this on and it's gonna never set, it's gonna smudge, and it's just gonna disappear onto your lids. It's not gonna look like this at all. So that's a big issue for me. I hate it. I'm sorry. I really don't like this at all. I loved the way it swatches on my hand. I think it's a beautiful brown color, but with my oily lids, it just did not work. And then this mascara took a lot to build up, and then it kind of just got all over my lid and all over on the bottom lash line throughout the day. So again, I just don't think it's worth it. These aren't expensive, but if you buy several inexpensive products that don't work that great, you could have bought one really nice product. So, I'm not doing it. I'm getting rid of those. They just didn't work for me. And that is the end of my products that I regret buying video. I hope I didn't offend anybody's favorite products here. I love stuff from every single one of the brands that I mentioned. It's just, I don't know, these products didn't do it for me personally. You might really love them, like I said before, and I think that's great, but I'm getting rid of them so someone else can enjoy them. Comment down below if you guys have any products that you regret buying so I don't buy them. And definitely check me out on Facebook and Instagram, just Beauty Obsessed RN, and subscribe to my channel for more videos every week. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.